William Mubang, good evening indeed. Why waste my bundles? But Matthias, Siloka, so why are you here? Save your bundles for something else. Me, I want to give information to those that seek information. If you don't want to get information, don't come here. Continue with your ignorance or continue with your propaganda that they are feeding on you. If you don't want to know the truth, don't come here. Those who want to know the truth, let them come here and hear the truth. What I'm telling you is nothing but the truth, giving you things as they are. That's what I'm doing here. Let me wait for my cup of tea because I've been talking. I was in a meeting, so I think I need to clear my throat before I start talking. Yeah, I want to give you the truth, not these lies that they are giving you. These guys are playing. They are playing poker. They are playing poker. There is nothing. Most of these cases, like I told you, most of these cases, when they start going to court, they will be crumbling down like nothing. They are very quick at arresting people, charging people on cases that have got no legs to stand on. Most of the cases that these people are bringing up, they have no legs. One of those cases is my case. My press singer. My press singer, you were busy. Hey, Tayali is going to jail. Hey, for whatever, life imprisonment. What? Where? Why are they failing to take my case to court? Why are they failing to take my case to court? Take the case to court, Kaidi. Imova press singer. Hey, you are facing treason. Hey, whatever. Hey, mutiny. Take the case to court. I'm daring those who came to arrest me here. I'm daring them that take the case to court. If you have never seen, if you because you assume that everyone is scared. No. We are not scared. Some of us, we are not scared. Some of us, we know when we come here to talk, we don't just talk anyhow. We don't just talk anyhow. When we are talking, it is because we know where we stand. That's why we speak boldly. Me, I speak boldly because I know where I stand. I know where I stand. So I'm daring those who arrested me. Why are you not taking me to court? But press singers, you are celebrating. Tayali has been arrested. Tayali who wrote in jail. I am here challenging you to take me to court. Take me to court. I want to, to hear your evidence. I want to see you prove those cases that you are alleging against me. Yes, baby. Hi, baby. Today I've really been talking. Will you close the door for me? Thank you, my love. Brighton, the case never went to court. They have not taken it to court. And I don't know when they will take it to court. Me, I want them to take it to court so that they can go and prove how I incited mutiny. And I want them to prove where I got whatever they said you received, where I got it and transmitted it on social media. I want them to prove that case. I want them to prove. What were you celebrating? And leave alone the celebration. You put me in jail. Why did you put me in jail? When you had no case and you put me in the cells. For what? Just because you wanted to fix me. Just because you wanted to fix me. You want to shut me up. You are intimidating people. Stop intimidating people using Bakapokola, using cells. Stop intimidating people. Can you, face the issues of the country instead of wasting your time, intimidating people, and trying to be chief investigators when you have no clue on how government works. You are not even that intelligent to investigate cases, and yet you want to prove to be investigators. You are becoming, you have usurped the role of investigators. You want to be investigators. You are politicians, and we'll give you that. You were elected, you did your campaign, you did your sweet talk, and you were elected. So we'll give you that. But being investigators, you are not investigators. You are not investigators. I want to tell the nation, I want to reveal to the nation that this government is on rampage. This government is on rampage, trying to prove these cases of corruption. But they are finding nothing. They are finding nothing. And thereby, now they are concocting funny cases. Funny cases such as failure to follow down procedures. These are the cases that they are arresting. They have arrested a number of people on failure to follow procedures. But which procedures are they talking about? What crime are they talking about? What crime are they talking about? A number of people have been arrested on this so-called nonsense of failing to follow procedure. Suspected to be a crime of, suspected to be proceeds of crime. Now look, when you are arresting people at the proceeds of crime, there must be a crime somewhere. You must prove that there is a crime somewhere, that corruption happened. And out of this corruption, this is what came out of that. That is how you prove proceeds of crime. That is how you prove proceeds of crime. It is not just a matter of arresting, just a matter of proceeds of crime. Proceeds of crime. No! You need to show that yes, this is a crime that happened. And out of this crime, these are the properties that were gotten out of that. You are abusing the law. You are using that to intimidate people because you have got no cases. You have got no real cases. You have got no real cases. That's why you are using up this. Show me one case that is seemingly solid, which you have. You don't have solid cases. You don't have solid cases. Most of these cases, I'm telling you, most of these cases, mark my words, most of these cases will crumble when they go to court. Because even if you bring a judge that is compromised, there is no way he's going to convict people without, looking at the evidence, on insufficient evidence. And when you talk about criminal matters must be proved beyond reasonable doubt. Beyond reasonable doubt. So you can't just bring a person because he has got this big house. This big house, and his salary does not add up to this. No. There are many other sources that people make money. And if somebody tells you to say, no, I've got this person, and time to time he sends me money, what are you going to say, especially for politicians? Politicians, there is no law that stops us from receiving money from different people. There is no law that stops us. There is no law. And if there is a law that stops people from receiving money, President Hakainde Hichilema, together with his UPND, should be the first to be arrested. I'll repeat that. If there is a law that prohibits people from receiving money from different sources, politicians, President Hakainde Hichilema, with his MMD official or UPND officials, should be the first to be arrested. These are politicians that you are arresting. You are arresting them anyhow. And politicians have got the right to receive money, and they don't have to declare who is giving them. There is no law. There is no law. So these cases will not stand. Most of these cases will not stand. And yet you celebrate, this one, this one. They will not succeed in court. They will not succeed. And you are busy. I have gotten information that people in this government, especially from State House, you are busy squeezing people, trying to play with people's mind to make them turn against the other individuals, making them witnesses, and they are refusing because your cases don't hold water. And when they refuse, you concoct some cases against them. You concoct some cases against them. This government is doing that, especially from State House. They are busy following certain individuals, trying to be investigators, and switch-talking people. Hey, can you turn against Chilufya Tayali and be a witness and say blah, 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 blah? Hey, can you turn against the President Edgar Lungu? Give us some information. Give us some information. And when they refuse, you start following them up. I said it yesterday when I saw those pictures of Vamaewa Nalumango kneeling before President Edgar Lungu. Yes, those pictures, they looked very nice. They looked very nice, and that's how it should be indeed. That's how it should be. But the problem which you have is that you people are being very hypocritical. You are busy outside trying to show that you respect President Edgar Lungu, the former president, that you respect him. But behind you are busy with knives wanting to stab him. With knives trying to give some of those people that worked with him, giving them that they should stab him behind. What are they going to stab him for? Edgar Lungu is not as stupid as you think. Edgar Lungu is not as stupid as you think. For him to have been doing things carelessly. Because this is what you are doing. You are trying to pull these people, this one, so that they can turn against President Edgar Lungu. You won't get anything. You won't get anything. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time on following Edgar Lungu, on trying to hoodwink people to turn against President Edgar Lungu, and focus on fixing the economy. That is what you should be your preoccupation. Not this game that you are doing. These people are telling us, all those people that you have been trying to court to make them turn against President Edgar Lungu, they are telling the stories. They are telling the stories. And some of them will expose you, because you are now taking those who refuse, you arrest them and take them to court. As you are taking them to court, some of them will expose you. Some of them will expose you. Today, someone in the morning was even showing me text messages from State House officials. Text messages. How foolish can you be? How foolish can you be? You have been sending text messages to a person. No, come and see the president this time. No, the meeting has been scheduled. The president has gone whatever. And the same person, you want to take them to court. If they show those messages, what are you going to do? Hey, but hey, what kind of people are you? You think you are smart, eh? I saw text messages today. Somebody showed me text messages on how you were busy trying to wink this person. And he's even sparing you. Some of you have even eaten money from this individual. You have eaten money from this individual. You come here, accuse me at your you are eating money from these people that you are trying to squeeze. You are eating money from these people that you are trying to squeeze. You are eating money. And you are telling them, you are taking them to court. When they will stand on or in court and start reviewing these things, where are you going to remain? Where will the presidency remain? Where will the presidency remain? Where will the presidency remain if they start revealing that I received, this here is a text message from so and so, and this is what he said? Even that DPP that you are busy harassing, if she reviews some of the things that you have been discussing, some of the things that you have been telling, that's why you don't want to let her, to lift her oath of secrecy. Because you know what she's going to review is going to implicate you. You guys, you are putting yourself in problems. You are messing up. You are messing up. Don't think you are too smart. You don't think you are too smart. These people that you are dealing with, they are smarter than you, I can assure you. They have got an advantage because they have been in government. Even you have not been in government. Government. So don't think you are smarter than them. Don't think you are smarter than them. Don't think you are smarter than them. And even when you cannot be trusted, how do you expect them to trust you? Yeah? How do you expect them to trust you? The presidents we have at the moment is a president that cannot be trusted. The presidents we have is a president that cannot be trusted. I don't know who you can trust. Among those who are part of the presidency, I don't know who you can trust. But all those that you are dealing with, all those that you are following, they don't trust you. So if they don't trust you, if they don't trust you, how do you expect them, to engage you in secrecy? I am glad that Mary seems to have woken up. I'm glad that Mary Chilufya seems to have woken up. I have heard from my intelligence. My intelligence has told me that Mary has woken up. Keep up, girl. Keep up what you are doing. I like that. I like that. Let them not give you instructions by word of mouth. Let them not give you instructions by word of mouth. I have gotten intelligence that they are trying to tell you to do something and you are sticking your foot down, that you want it written down. Yes. Where has this thing come from? When these people just came, I remember at Mulungushi, President Hakainde Hichilema, he was telling, the ministers and the PSs, he was telling them that they should not tolerate verbal instructions. But President Hakainde Hichilema himself has been giving verbal instructions. Verbal instructions. He confessed it himself there that I sent them to go and negotiate with Miringolungu. Did he put it in writing? He didn't. He didn't. He has done a lot of other things without putting it in written. And he wants to continue now to issue instructions. And this woman, that's why Mary Chilufya, she's powerful somehow. I was disappointed with her when she arrested Miringo. But with the turn of things, the way things are coming out, I am happy. I am happy. Stick on that. Because these people, the same way that they disowned the DPP, they will disown you as well. They will disown you as well. And I also want to tell all of you who are in government, these are not people you should trust. Don't work on verbal instructions. Don't work on verbal instructions that, no, Ni Bradford Machirao is calling me. Then I should, no, it's Christopher Mundia. No, it is whatever. Don't. No, it is the president. Don't. Let them write. Don't take verbal instructions. Please tell those who are working in government that let them not take verbal instructions. These people are not people to be trusted, especially those working in State House. The presidents we have is not a president that you can trust. They will turn against you. They will turn against you. They will change. A good example is what is happening to Didier Yun, the DPP. Don't. Don't. No, it is a Solicitor General. No, it is the Attorney General. Don't. Don't insist on written. Let them write. They are going to throw you under the bus. Don't think that, no, me I'm loved by the president. No, me I'm UPND. Nothing. Chireshekangwa. You are a good pastor, you are a good friend to the president. Bwana, don't take verbal instructions. Don't. Because this is not the president. I know how it feels. When something is coming from State House, you believe it. I mean, I know myself, I've received instructions to do this and that. But I think I worked with credible presidents myself. I worked with credible presidents. I worked with Chilufya. I worked with Vasata. I worked with Edgar Lungu. They are credible people. They will never throw you. They will never turn around on something that, at least on everything that I have worked with State House, you can be sure that this was done private and that's it. But not this government. Not these presidents. These presidents will turn against you, throw you under the bus. But I've got a message for you who are working in the presidency. You better advise the president properly. Because if you don't advise him properly, some of these secret things that you are doing, you are going to be exposed as cases go to court. As cases go to court, you are going to be exposed. You are going to be exposed. Then you have a friendly. This is a friendly advice. Stop intimidating people. Because these people are also human beings. The way you are labeling them corrupt and unleashing, SEC and deck on them, it is also paining them. And they will end up revealing some of these secret conversations that you have. They will end up revealing. Some of you have even received money, Some of you have received money, you have received money. You have received money. And when the West comes to the West, when these people that you are getting money from, they are squeezed to a point whereby they feel like, what the heck? They will reveal. Because if you keep following them, and no, you have to go to jail. If a person is going to jail, you have squeezed the person and is going to jail. What does he have to fear? He's going to jail anyway. So some of these people will be revealing. Remember, it is the state that starts to put up a case. So you will put up the case and whatever, say, and this and that and that and that. You will lay your evidence. But the time that they will be put on defense, you don't know what they will bring out. You don't know what they will bring out. I'm telling you, I'm from talking with some of these people, and they are telling me, they are swearing that if you continue messing them up the way you are messing them up, they will turn against you and they will reveal anything because they will have nothing to lose. Mukasevana. If you are men enough, really, for me and secrecy, whatever, oath of secrecy on that DPP, let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk. Because she has got a lot to talk. She has got a lot to talk. She has got a lot to tell the public. Even when you have told the public, allow her to also talk to the public. Allow her to call for a press conference and explain how she entered that knowledge and explain how that immunity was given. Let her explain who wrote that immunity thing. Who wrote it? Who prepared it? Who prepared the resignation letter of Miringo? Who prepared it? Who prepared? Because Miringo didn't prepare the resignation. So, muicheme, you are messing up this case yourselves. You are messing up yourselves big time. You are messing up yourself big time. Now, let me give you information. Let me give you information on this $33,750,000. Let me give you the story behind that. Sit down quietly. Stop making noise. Concentrate. I want to give you what really happened. I want to give you. The case has not yet gone to court, so I can give you this. And if you continue with this, you will be embarrassed in court. You'll be embarrassed in court. But I feel for your wife, whatever. Imo wa derem, but derem dead. Imo wishe tamu famwe bantu imwe. Tamu foko wati imi have already signed a death wish. I've already signed a death wish. There is nothing that I fear. There is nothing that I fear. If you think you will come here and intimidate me, you are wrong. Me, there is nothing that I fear. There is nothing. Nothing. Whether what, you can torture me, you can do anything. Even death itself, I don't fear. I don't hold on to my life. This life I have, this breath I breathe out, is not mine. It belongs to God. It belongs to God. The day that you decide to take it, whichever way, whether somebody will shoot me, whatever, it belongs to God. I've got nothing to fear. I've got nothing to fear. So stop wasting your time to threaten me. Stop. Stop. I fear for your wife. You fear for my wife what? Eh? You fear for my wife. She's blessed. She's a blessed woman. God looks after her. She will never suffer. You are wakula chula, but my wife will never suffer. You are wakula chula, but my children will never suffer. Never. Never. So stop the nonsense of threatening me. Even you who send to my text messages, to my WhatsApp messages, you are wasting your time. This is not a person that you should scare. No. I will never be scared of anyone. Not even Hakainde Ichilema, not even what. I would never be scared of anyone. All of us, we were created by God. And whatever we have, God gave us. And I believe that God himself is the one who is the author of our lives. The day I will die, I will not die because of Hakainde Ichilema. No, I will not die because of Hakainde Ichilema. Even if Hakainde Ichilema is the one who decides to say, let's eliminate this guy. It is God who lives in me who will decide to say, okay, you can now rest. So far, I have to work. And let me tell you, the 33,750,000 has not been stolen. No one has stolen that money. No one has stolen that money. Let them not cheat you. It is useless propaganda aimed at, achieving a certain agenda. This government has got an agenda which they want to achieve, and they are failing to achieve that agenda, and they are concocting up cases like the ones that they have thrown into the public. They have thrown it into the public just to divert your attention from other issues. They want to divert their attention from other issues. If you have seen, they have moved to be arresting some of these other people away from the Miringo case. The Miringo case is still there. It is a scandal that is still there. But they want to move away from the Miringo case to bring in other people. Okay, so that it looks like, they mean business in fighting corruption. Mind you, the cases that they are charging these people has got nothing to do with corruption. Because what is corruption? Corruption is, taking undue benefit from whatever you are doing as an employee or as a government worker, taking undue advantage to benefit yourself. That is corruption. You take undue advantage of the position in which you are and get benefits. That is how you prove corruption. Corruption, you have to prove to say, yes, this person was in this position, and using this position, he did 1 or 2, 3 things for him to benefit. And the state must prove that you benefited. That is corruption. The state must prove that you benefited, to say, out of this which happened, you did this, you are not supposed to do this, but you acted in this manner so that you can get something. And this is what you got. There is no corruption if you have not benefited anything. There is no corruption. That is free education I'm giving you on corruption, because a lot of you don't understand what corruption is. Corruption is taking advantage of the position that you are in. And you act in a certain manner so that you get benefits. But if you don't get benefit out of it, it is difficult to prove that it's corruption, because I mean, you haven't gotten anything out of it. So these cases that when you hear at failure to follow procedure, whatever, there is no corruption. There is no corruption until they bring in the aspect to say, out of this action which you did, you got so much. But these cases that you are talking about, they are not mentioning anyone to say, Vali Liamo so much. They got so much. Even the 33.750, they didn't get anything. No one got anything. As I'm talking, have they told you who was paid that money? Have they told you which contractor was paid that money? You people who are busy on social media, hey, Vali Liendalama. Eh? I even saw that guy who went there talking nonsense out of ignorance. Eh? I don't know at is a bishop. Eh? No wonder Mkatolika to Alishupa kupela bishop because I mean some of these positions that you abuse at bishop. Eh? From nowhere of Moko, Tausambirena Kumoro at bishop. And then you go and start talking as if you are possessed. In ignorance, not even knowing what you are talking about. That money has not been eaten. That money is in Exim Bank. That money is in Exim Bank of China. It has not been eaten. All of it intact is in Exim Bank. How did it find itself in Exim Bank? You remember during the time of Vasata, Nava Chikwanda, late Chikwanda, as finance minister, there were loans which were negotiated. There were loans which were negotiated for to do certain projects. If you remember, those of you who can remember, there was a project which was supposed to be done to build a stadium in Western Province. I think that was Mungu Stadium or something like that. You remember there was Vasata wanted to build a stadium in Western Province. It was part of the loan that was negotiated with China. And they were supposed to build that stadium. Apart from that, there was also other projects, including barracks. Including barracks. If you remember, there was a barrack which was proposed for Chinsali. There was a barrack which was proposed for Kaoma. There was also, if you remember, there was also that proposal of, Ministry of Home Affairs. They were supposed to buy choppers, so that they can have aerial whatever. So, and it is through those loans that even FTJ University was supposed to be built. And when you see, so when you are saying, some of you have been sharing on social media, where Nixon Chirangwa was saying that money has been secured. Yes, money was secured because a loan was signed. A loan of 200 and something million. 200 and something million was signed so that they can build FTJ. So a loan was secured. And this is a statement that you are sharing on social media where Nixon is saying we have secured the money. He's talking about the loan that was agreed. That's what he's talking about. But you see, when you say money has been secured, it doesn't mean money is in the bank account. No. It is a loan that was agreed upon in 2015. Therefore, I'm conking son. 2015, a loan was agreed, okay, to build FTJ and other projects, okay. But at that time, Zambia was negotiating with IMF. And IMF raised the concern that, look, you guys, you are borrowing too much money. How are we going to help you? Meanwhile, you are borrowing money. Mule kutika. Uku kutika kwa zona, not kutika kwa bufi kwa wabadi. Loans were negotiated. Agreements were signed. And part of the agreement was the FTJ. University. And this is the statement that ministers were now making to say, we have secured the money. Yes, a loan was signed by Chikwanda, late Chikwanda, in 2015. But towards 2015, after 2015, you know, Basatawafwa, President Edgar Lungu came in. And at that time, President Edgar Lungu, they were busy engaging with the IMF. And IMF questioned Zambia. You have borrowed too much money. You have borrowed too much money. And if you remember, President Edgar Chagwa, in one of the first press conferences, he announced at State House, he announced that we are going to stop on the, projects that were not advanced at a certain level. We are going to suspend them. They suspended that because that was what was agreed with the IMF. That was what was agreed with the IMF. Projects which were at a certain level, I don't know if it is 80% or whatever, they were suspended below a certain percentage, they were suspended. And meanwhile, the agreement was already signed. And what happened was that in the agreement of the FTJ University, the Exim Bank, they said that for us to give you the loan, you must give us 85%. Zambia was committed to give 85%. Oh, not 85%, 15%. Zambia was supposed to give in 15%. 15% was the Zambian obligation. So what Zambia was supposed to do is to give the 15%, and the Exim Bank was supposed to give 85%. This is what was agreed in the loan. And this new disaster government, these apprentices, if they haven't seen the loan agreements, you can go and check at the Ministry of Finance. You will find this loan agreement. This loan agreement is there. Nkulukusa knows about this. Nkulukusa, I think by that time, he was a permanent secretary at Ministry of Finance. He knows about what I'm talking about. There is a loan agreement. A loan agreement, Zambia supposed to give 15%. China, Exim Bank of China was supposed to give 85%. To the 2015. Meanwhile, Basatawafwa Edgar Lungu is discussing with IMF. And IMF raises a concern. We can't help you, we can't give you a bailout package with this kind of loans. Zambia, before all this, the IMF issue came up, Zambia did look for 33 million point 750. If you calculate, you will find out that it is a 15%. It is a 15%, and Zambia managed to get that money and deposited it to Exim Bank of China, so that Exim Bank of China can release the 85%. Unfortunately, before they could release, Edgar Lungu came in, and Edgar Lungu, negotiating with the IMF, he put a stop to contracting of more debt. And that is how the Exim Bank did not send the money. That is how the Exim Bank did not send the money, because Zambia itself put suspended these loans. Zambia suspended these loans. They didn't want to carry on with more projects. What about the little structures that you are seeing, Utuma toilets and whatever, which you are pointing at? No, 33 million. What happened with those whatever? They had already, Zambia had already filed a tender and they had selected the contractor. And the contractor, after Zambia deposited 33 million, into Exim Bank. Using his resources, he moved on the site. He moved on the site waiting for Exim Bank now to start releasing the money. So it is out of the contractor's own resources that those little structures you are seeing were built out of the contractor's own money. That money that you are seeing, those things that you are seeing, it is not your 33 million, no. 33 million is in Exim Bank. The structures that you are seeing at that site were built by the contractor using his own resources, counting on Exim Bank paying. Unfortunately, President Edgar Lungu stopped it because he was negotiating with the IMF. That's why I tell you that President Hakainde Hichilema should not be boasting of IMF, because these negotiations started a long time. He didn't achieve them in 7 days or whatever that he's talking about. No. The negotiations started a long time. And these are some of the repercussions out of the negotiations that happened. They had to stop some of these projects, some of the projects that I've even mentioned. The stadium, you remember very well, was at Tabalik State Promise Party Stadium. It was suspended. Ama Barracks, they were suspended. There is another university which was also suspended, so that they can win the bailout package. The money was deposited in Exim Bank as per the requirement of the contract. And since up to today as we are speaking, that loan, that contract has not been cancelled. It hasn't been cancelled. And the money is with Exim Bank. The money is with Exim Bank. Kabia Nikachten find out Exim. Bala Mieva. And they will tell you to say, if you want, let's cancel this. We will give you back your money. And to prove the point to some of you, Thomases who, you know, who are slow in thinking. This is why these Fredson Yamba, Patrick Nkanza, and the other peers, they have not been charged of stealing the money. They haven't been charged of stealing the money because the money has not been stolen. Instead, what they have charged them with at paying without following procedure. But which procedure? Because they were paying according to the contract. They were giving according to the contract. And if in them ever let the court case start, let it go to court, you will hear these things that I'm telling you now. I'm discussing these things because the case is not yet in court. They haven't charged Vayamba to say he has stolen money. So those of you who are looking at Vayamba as somebody who has stolen money, stop it. The man hasn't stolen anything. He hasn't stolen anything. They are accusing him to say, why did you transmit this money to Exim Bank? Or in their thinking, they are thinking that they pay the contractor. But that is, you know, how shallow they can be. How shallow they can be. Do you think a person like Fredson Yamba would give 33 million, almost 34 million, you think he would pay that? Apavula proper documentation, following down the proper procedures. You think that can happen? Eh? In your naive minds, do you think a person can pay 33,750,000 not even in kwacha, in dollars? Nangu muntu alipama. In this economy of ours, you think a person would do such a thing? But yes, of course, the New Dawn can do that. They give you that, and you run with it. You feel excited. Yes, Valiva 33 million, Valiva. Tayali Landapo. The Bishop Dr. Harik Banda has been talking about this, but he's not talking about this. What is he going to talk about? What is he going to talk about? What is he going to talk? What do you want me to talk about? You You want me to crucify innocent people? You want me to crucify innocent people? Why? Hey, you have been fighting corruption. Hey, you took Wakamburi to court, but you're not talking about 33 million. What am I talking about 33 million? 33 million, Ilimu Exim Bank. Ilimu Exim Bank. So what am I talking about? Even these people that have arrested these, have they told you that money has been stolen? But they do propaganda. They just give you pictures. And, you know, these statements from SEC, which are not even properly written. That they flash them around. Hey, this one arrested, this one arrested. And you get excited. You see the figure, you get excited. There is nothing to get excited over. Tapari wali Urupia. Urupia luku Exim Bank. Ngamule Rufuaya cancel the agreement and remove the money. That's all. That's all. Talking about no, hey, failure to proceed. Secretary to the Treasury who is involved in procurement. Do you even know the job of a secretary to the Treasury? Do you know the job of a secretary to the Treasury? For you to come up and to say failure to whatever. We shall secretary to the Treasury. Ni purchasing officer. Yeah? That's why I'm calling you apprentice. You don't know how government operates. You don't know. And you are messing big time. You are making a lot of mistakes along the way. And these things will blow in your faces. You may hate me, but take sense out of what I'm saying here. Don't hate me. Take the sense of what I'm telling you here. These things are going to blow in your faces. Go and read what is the job of the secretary to the Treasury. Go and read and find out and see if the cases that you are throwing at him even make sense. Even if you go to those PSs. I mean, how do you charge 2 PSs on the same money? You charge 2 PSs. How does it even make sense? So Nishvasa, he never did. There were 2 at that time. Because there is only 1 PS at a point. And the one came after the other. So how did they act together? How? And naive praise singers, they are thinking that it is making sense. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. You can't charge 2 people over the same money. And look at the people. I mean, some of these PSs. I mean, look at those PSs with due respect to Amdala Wandiwa Patrick and Kanza. With due respect to him. But look at him. I mean, Amdala doesn't even look like he. But he got $100,000. Because upon the 33 million, obviously, Ngawariya Kanendarama. Amdala, he can also have at least now $1 million. But when you just look at the man, I mean, you just see poverty. Poor man. People who saved this country and you came out with nothing. Eh? Even your friend Sonyamba, the man that you talk about, friend Sonyamba. I mean, when you look at him, what is behind that man? Apart from, you know, rendering a service to this country. Rendering a service, you don't see anything. Eh? But because you have got an agenda, on these people, you are trying to squeeze them. You are trying to squeeze them. You are trying to squeeze them, trying to put them in a way. You want them to go in a certain way. I'm not being tribal. I'm not being tribal here. I'm just giving an example. You know, which is common. In Ngombe, you take them this way, you take them this way. And that's what you are trying to do. That's what you are trying to do. But look, these are human beings. They are not cattle. You can't, you know, Tetimuwa Ngombe, Vantu, Balalanda. They think. My non-conforming that your Tayali is being tribal. I'm not being tribal. I'm giving an example. I'm giving an example. Don't be oversensitive for nothing. I'm giving an example. These are human beings. You can't, you know, shepherd them. like goats. You can't shepherd them like sheep. You can't. You can't. Be reasonable. Be reasonable. Be reasonable. What you are doing is not making sense. And it will blow in your faces. With or without Tayali, these cases will blow in your face. And the best that you can do, from what I'm telling you, nifila beba tukwevere mfwa ya noko, mutanshi. Ayama cases mukasevana. Mukasevana. And they will come at a time, it will be a coincidence. Because they will come at a time when things will even be so bad economically. And then the cases are falling. Then you'll be exposed. Because you would have excited people. And you would have wasted resources. Already you are wasting too much resources on pursuing these people when there are no cases. It will be bad for you. I may not be there. I may not be there. But I'm telling you that a time will come when you will be embarrassed over these cases. And don't think that these people, these people that you are arresting, tormenting, don't think God hates them. Don't think that you are the only one loved by God because you are in State House. No. Even these other people that you are arresting, and won't say, God is for all of us. We may not have the powers to fight you because you have got the state machinery, but God will fight for us. These people that you are tormenting, these people that you are persecuting, God will stand up for them. God will stand up for them. And you will not know what will hit you. You cannot be playing with the people of God. You can't. We are all people of God. You may not like us, but we are all people of God. Don't accuse people of things that they have not done. You know they have not stolen your 33.750 whatever money. They haven't stolen it. You know very well. And if you don't know about that loan agreement which was signed, go at the ministry. They will show you. They will show you. And ask those who were there. They will tell you how President Edgar Lungu stopped these projects. Some of these projects suspended. They were not stopped, but they were suspended. And that's why the money has not come. But if you decide to stop that, go to Exim Bank and cancel that loan. It will be cancelled. And your money will come back. And leave the people of God. You have fired them. Let them live in peace with their families. Why are you following them? You have got the job now. The job that you have is to deliver on your promises. That is a job that you have. These people that you are following, they will not translate into economical boom. No. These persecutions that you are doing, they will not translate in people having jobs. No. These persecutions that you are doing, these, emotions that you are stressing on people, they will not translate into food for people. No. Look at the issues of the economy. Look at the issues of jobs. Look at the issues on how you are going to reduce, ubunga. How much look at how you are going to reduce that. Look at how you are going to reduce cooking oil. Look at how you are going to reduce fuel. Look at how you are going to improve the conditions of services of people. That's what you should be looking at. This is what should be preoccupying your minds. Not busy trying to find the cases around the Edgar Lungu so that you can, no, it is because of Edgar Lungu that we are suffering. No. Yes, Edgar Lungu had his own faults, but not everything that has gone wrong can be put on the head of Edgar Lungu. You can't put what is this? The China America trade war on President Edgar Lungu. It affected us. You can't put what is this? The recession that happened a few years ago on Edgar Lungu. You can't. You can't put the drought that characterized our country for almost 4 to 5 years. You can't put the cholera pandemic on Edgar Lungu. You can't. So there are many things, yes, that went wrong, but not everything is on Edgar Lungu. And you guys, you are in power now. Can you try to do your best? Instead of trying to vilify President Edgar Lungu, make him hated by the people. And look, from the way that you have been treating him, trying to find cases against him, and the way you are messing up with the economy, look at how President Edgar Lungu is loved. Wherever he appears, people are excited. And you are scared, you are thinking he's coming back. Edgar Lungu has assured all of us he's not coming back. So stop fearing him, let him live in peace. Edgar Lungu is not coming back. Start dealing with Mundubile, start dealing with Makambwiri, start dealing with Emmanuel Mwamba. These are the ones who are aspiring to be presidents of PF. These are the people that you should be following, not Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu is not coming back. He is not coming back. Edgar Lungu is not coming back. So, ela mitinya, mwilatina. Don't fear for nothing. Just concentrate on fixing the economy. And stop, trying to incite people to turn against Edgar Lungu so that you can find something. Stop it. Stop it. 33 million tabaiva. Ili ku Exim Bank. Mailonga monepo muntu adelanda. Bonse bala wakalele. Mwebale umfuako. Let them be writing whatever. Respond to them to say money is at Exim Bank. You journalists, I know journalists are here. Write a press query. If they can give you to Exim Bank, they will tell you about it. They will tell you about it. Don't fall into the propaganda of these guys. No, don't fall into their propaganda. Do a little bit of research, and I've given you the leads. I've given you the leads. There is a loan contract signed by late Chikwanda. The money has gone to Exim Bank, and as a suspension of the loan. And the contractor who built those things used his resources. He has not been paid away from government. He hasn't been paid. He was supposed to be paid by Exim Bank. If you're for you, Mary, what I've heard today, I'm happy. And all of you are in government in don't do anything instructed by any of these people, especially those at State House. Be it the president, be it whatever. When they tell you something verbally, refuse. Let them write. Because they turn around. They will turn around and accuse you. Lydian Suyuni, what is happening to Lydian can happen to any of you. So wake up. These are not people that you can trust. Napuisha, good night.